Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. So today I am doing a what I eat in a day with gestational diabetes. So in this clip here, I'm basically just showing the numbers in which I need to hit in terms of when I'm testing. So my fasting needs to be between 60 and 95, and then after each meal, it needs to be within 60 and 120. I will say, luckily I don't have any fasting issues. That's been the one number that is consistently within range. I am diet controlled, so I am not on insulin or any other medication, and for the most part, the numbers are within range. I mean, every now and then I do have a post-meal number that might be a bit high, but with gestational diabetes, I've learned that it's basically just a lot of trial and error. So especially in the beginning, it was a lot of getting accustomed to what my body best responded to, understanding the number of carbs that I needed for each meal. So for snacks, I stick between 20 to 25 grams of carbs, and then for each meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, my diabetic counselor suggested sticking between 45 to 60 grams of carbs. So like I said, a lot of playing around and finding what works best for you. So right now I'm just finishing up testing my first glucose number of the day, and as we can see here, it's in range and at 77. So first meal of the day is breakfast, of course, and this was filmed on a Saturday, so I typically have half a cup of oatmeal and 2 hard-boiled eggs or scrambled eggs during the week, but I was feeling a little crazy today and decided to have half a bagel here. So just showing you the breakdown: 35 grams of carbs for one entire bagel and then 13 grams of protein. I decided to cut it in half to be on the safe side, pair it with some cream cheese and 2 scrambled eggs on the side, also a little bit of ketchup, which does add about 4 grams of carbs. So being that this was a new breakfast item for me, I wanted to play it on the safe side with only doing half. So it's now 12:20 on Saturday, January 23rd, and that means it's been 2 hours post-breakfast. So it is time to test yet again. And like I said, I was a little bit nervous here. I typically have okay luck if I cut a bagel in half, but being that this was a new brand and just something that I haven't incorporated in my diet since being diagnosed with gestational diabetes, you kind of never really know if it's something that's going to make you spike or not. So I did try to be as active as possible after breakfast and make sure that I wasn't just sitting down the entire time. I typically find that assists as well if I'm ever a little nervous about a meal. But as we can see here, I was within range at 102. So I don't always have a snack after breakfast, depending on how hungry I am or the time of day. I might just go straight to lunch, but in this case I did want to have a snack, so I'm having this Too Good yogurt, which has 3 grams of carbs and 12 grams of protein. These are awesome. Honestly, I love every single flavor, and I'm pairing it with 1 chocolate rice cake. So just showing you guys the breakdown here as well. This has 12 grams of carb for each rice cake and only 1 gram of protein, so not really a protein source here. But in addition to the yogurt protein, I'm always adding peanut butter when I can. So in this case, I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm probably going to add between 1 and 2 tablespoons of peanut butter on top of the rice cake, just so I'm not having it dry. But this brand here is 7 grams of carbs and 7 grams of protein for 2 tablespoons. now it is time for lunch. It is 2:14 in the afternoon. This is actually a pretty late lunch for me, but like I said, weekends we typically sleep in, so the timing of everything is a little bit off, but I'm having one serving of the Banza brand chickpea pasta. I have the box right here, which I'm about to show you all. I honestly have never had an issue with incorporating this pasta in a bunch of different dishes. I've always been within range, so it's definitely a safe choice for me. And the breakdown's really good. So they show you the per 2-ounce serving dry and then per 3.5-ounce serving cooked. So the carb count is a bit higher in terms of what is typically allowed for me, but being that this is high protein and I typically add additional protein with it, I think that kind of balances it out, at least for me. So here I'm just adding this crock pot meal that I made earlier in the week, which was chicken fajitas. It's essentially just chicken breast, onions, bell peppers, and diced tomatoes. So this is the finished product. Honestly, it looks kind of like a mess, but I swear it was really good. So the chickpea pasta is on the bottom with the chicken fajita topping, and then I put a little bit of sour cream on top, as well as some hot sauce. And this was lunch. So it is now 2 hours past lunch. It is 4:20 in the afternoon, so it's time to test again. Like I said, I wasn't too worried here just because anytime that I've incorporated chickpea pasta in a meal, whether it was with turkey meatballs, with ground chicken, or any type of protein, I have had really good numbers, so I was pretty confident with this one. And as we can see here, my number post lunch is 95, which is great. So now it's time for snack number 2 of the day. I will say my snacks definitely change day to day. I'm not eating the same thing every day. I really try to listen to my hunger cues and what I'm craving and then just make smart choices according to that. So I decided to make a little plate of a couple different things here. I started off with some veggie sticks. So I measured out 1 serving of this brand of veggie sticks. It was 28 grams for 17 grams of carbs. And along with that, I paired it with some pistachios. I only did 1/3 of a cup and I just kind of used a measuring cup to do that, but it was 8 grams of carbs for 6 grams of protein. And then I also paired it with 1 cheese stick, which is another protein source. Again, nothing fancy, nothing too pretty, but it gets the job done and it satisfies the cravings. So for dinner, I filmed this on the phone just because I was on a Zoom call with some friends, but we ordered from a local Italian place. So I ordered an arugula salad with grilled chicken, roasted red peppers, mozzarella, and walnuts, and then also paired it with eggplant rollatini. So now it's time to test post-dinner. It is 9:33 at night now. So for something like this dinner where I ordered from a place that didn't have the nutrition facts online, I just tried to use my best judgment. So with the arugula salad, there was essentially no real carb source there. A lot of it was just high protein and fat. So I knew that I could get away with having a little bit of the eggplant rollatini. That meal came with 2 pieces, so I just had 1 of them and then saved the other for leftovers the following day. So that was essentially my only source of carbs. So again, even though it seemed like a good choice, it was one of those things where you just never really know until you test. So I was very curious to see what this number was going to be. And thankfully, it was in range at 98, so I was really happy about that. And my last snack of the day was a Quest protein cookie in the double chocolate chip flavor. I just started getting these a couple weeks ago, and I actually really like it to satisfy a sweet craving, especially at night. And here is the breakdown. So it's 21 grams of carbs, and the protein is 15 grams. So that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed and found it helpful if you also have gestational diabetes. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.